Do not buy the most expensive unit in a cheap community. Buy the cheapest unit in a very expensive community and you'll be fine. We're going to discuss two case studies today. Avenue 4 and Westford by MTRS. How we made close to 100% return on equity with numbers, referencing with Dubai Land Department stats. It's amazing to see your investments come to life. So when I started selling this project, the properties are selling one bed around 850,000 dirhams. Today in DXB Interact, they're selling for 1.25, slightly more than 1.25, and it's getting rented. You can get a rent of 100,000 dirhams per annum, just long-term rental, not Airbnbs. Now, what's important part to understand is the leverage trading aspect. Like imagine you paid 50% of 850,000 dirhams, so somewhere around 400,000 dirhams, and then make that profit potential. But I have explained that Dubai has changed quite a bit since I started talking about projects like these. You have to look at Dubai like multiple micro markets. So it is really difficult to find a good investment nowadays. Oh, and today I met an investor from Netherlands. I have to tell you the story quickly. She did ask me to mention in every video. Guys, so 3x Capital, the company that we've started, it's slightly different. It's because it's the major intention is to just cater to all my clients, you know. So it's slightly the objective itself is a bit different. So I want to ensure all my clients get a free consultation regarding opening up a company, bank accounts, tax optimization, property management, Airbnb rental. So I want all the clients to be fully taken care of. Me alone, see, in a day I deal with at least 15 to 20 investors, and I wanted each and every one of them to get optimal service. Hence, the company formed. There's a team of consultants. They're not brokers. We're going to receive the call, understand the client's requirement, and build a strategy. So I just had to. She told me mention this in every video, so I'm just getting that off the way. So the investment has to be unique. There is a large supply of apartments in Dubai. And so why Furjan is quite interesting. So you can see those housing communities. So I made a video saying 300% ROE. Now in 300% ROE, one of the top investments that actually made 300% ROE was not Dubai Hills, was not Tilal Al Gaf. It was actually Muruj Al Furjan. Now, Muruj Al Furjan, people who invested at around 3.1 million, is selling today at 8 million dirhams. So I've given the full numbers on that video. Another case study, we'll be going towards Garfoods. I really need to understand Furjan as a location. It is extremely strategic. You can see the metro line over there. Apart from the metro line, there is something called the Greenway connectivity. I will show you a video explaining the Greenway. And most important part is the Etihad rail that's going to connect. Etihad rail is a very, very important uh, economic factor that will really help to boost the values in Furjan. You can see there's a school right nearby. Now, isn't this so? Most of the people that I sold this to the secondary market, like see, this is something that's really important. Not many agents in the market do this. The full cycle, right? Client comes in, builds a strategy, helps them open up a company, the bank account. We figure out investments. There are three types of investments: tier one, tier two, tier three townhouses. Now, if you invest, you even need to understand the demographic as who's going to buy that investment, correct? So most of the people who bought these, who I sold it to, not my investor, the homeowner or the end user, were people. Imagine your kids can just walk over to the school. Of course, it's an easy factor. Now, if I walk ahead, I take a left, it's a mall. So that's the Furjan Pavilion right there. I've gone there a couple of times in my previous videos, but videos 2 years ago. And if I walk, take this metro, the first stop, I reach Ibn Battuta, which is one of the biggest malls in Dubai. I've got my IKEA right there. And for religious people, there's a church, there's a mosque, there's a temple. Everything is in this destination. So very crucial, apart from the fact that it's close to the New Maktoum airport, it is close to the Expo city, Palm Jebel Ali. Dubai Marina, and JBR. There are two epicenters of Dubai, downtown and Dubai Marina. As long as you invest, when it comes to apartments, not townhouses. If you're driving towards the suburbs, townhouses are a completely different market. But if you're investing in an apartment, try sticking to these locations, but understand the numbers. So today I'm going to come up with phenomenal numbers. We're looking at 4% DLD waiver, fully furnished apartment at an unbelievable price with a post-handover payment plan. So hang on to the video. I want to show you my second case study, Westwood by MTRS.
Conveniently situated near Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road, adjacent to Jebel Ali Village and Discovery Gardens. Strategically located, Al Furjan offers seamless connectivity to Dubai's most important destinations. With the nearby Red Metro station and easy access to Sheikh Zayed Road, your commute is stress-free and efficient. At Al Furjan, convenience is key. With a range of modern amenities, including retail outlets, dining experiences, and fitness facilities, everything you need is within reach. Al Furjan is set to join the transformative Dubai Green Spine project, a 64-kilometer sustainable corridor along Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road. This integration aligns with Dubai's 2040 Urban Master Plan, bringing innovative public transport and green spaces to the heart of the community. Al Furjan isn't just a place to live. It's a unique opportunity for those seeking both a home and a wise investment. Discover the perfect blend of modern living and family-friendly comfort in Al Furjan.
So this is the famous Muruj Al Furjan. Now this is a place where even I made a mistake. So I thought a community would sell. I mean, a location alone cannot push the product price. So these are the places. This location beat Dubai Hills, they beat Tilal Al Gaf in terms of return on equity. Not saying that it's bad. Tilal Al Gaf, you're looking at close to 248%. If investment is all about placement, if you invested at the right time, the right product, and exited at the right time, you cannot make returns like 200% if you pay 100% of the value. So I'm talking about, like, let's say June, when you exited at 60%. Tilal Gaf, same case. Over here, if you exited at 50%, that is when you make those numbers, not at 100%. You make such numbers when you time your investment. Today, apart from just explaining the importance of this location, so the second investment is going to be in this section. So it'll be closer to this metro line. Beyond, so that's Discovery Gardens. Beyond Discovery Gardens, we will find Ibn Battuta Mall. I'm going to show you a presentation where I'll show you all the schools in Furjan, all the hospitals in Furjan, the restaurants and the grocery store. So it's really well planned out, the community. Now the only thing that we need is, see, for example, can you see those buildings? They seem a bit old. The numbers do well. They do good numbers. It is Danube. I mean, they do good numbers. But imagine we invest in a very European finish. Okay, so that's what today I'm bringing onto the table. So apart from the numbers, another case study or an interesting factor that we need to discuss is, why did I'm not selling, Avenue 8 is going to come. I'm not talking about it. Why? And what happened in the case of Nabni? What happened in the case of Imtiaz? What happened in the case of Ellington? When they came out with their first project, Avenue 4, the price was 850,000 dirhams. Avenue 5, the price was 1.1 million dirhams for a one bed. Imtiaz, when they were selling out a one bedroom, was around 1.1 million. Ellington started at Belgravia. Now they're quite expensive. Avenue 7 and Avenue 8, we're looking at a one bed around 1.5, 1.6 million dirhams. It's great for the investors, but what changed? What changed is that when a very strong developer with a vision, okay? Now Imtiaz owns around what? 30, 35 plots. Nabni had all the prime plots in Furjan. They're now moving towards Business Bay. A strong developer with a vision. So you need to study the backing of the developer. Once they hand over their first project, they are going to increase the prices once they've successfully delivered a project and they have a brand name. Okay, so this is another very important factor, because the product I'm going to offer you today, you'd be like, why is it at this price? Why am I giving you all these offers? It's not going to look anything like that. It's going to look very European, a replica, something very similar to Ellington. Because it's a European developer, they own around 35 plots, extremely well backed, phenomenal office, beautiful designs. I'm going to show you the designs of the apartment. They have given in detail. So when we have a Zoom call, every single material used in the property will be shared with the investor. So I deal only with such products. I deal with unique products, unique location. And so this is another. So I had a call today with somebody from France. So the person who told me about Zohaib, please tell all the services you offer was from Netherlands. The client that I spoke with from France was like, Zohaib, I thought you only deal with big investors, you know. And I'm like, no, I deal with every investor, because for me, I enjoy interactions with investors because I need to understand their mindset. So for example, the investor from Netherlands told me today, Zohaib, now in the schools in Netherlands, we have a him, a her, and an it bathroom in the school, you know, and so that is concerning, you know. The drugs have become a problem, the violence has become a problem, safety has become a big issue, but him, her, and it takes things to a different level. Now, these are the things that people don't understand. Why are people flooding into Dubai? And so these factors also really matter on which product we choose for investment. Let's head over to Westwood MTRS, and I'm going to tell more about this investment product I'd like to discuss. Okay. And when I discuss about one product, say, I'm not telling you, hey, buy only this product. I always believe in a comparative analysis. I love Furjan as a location. I've explained you to the importance. I've shown you a video why it's really important. It's very strategic. The supply makes sense because, hey, there are apartments. Very interesting theory on investment, okay? Do not buy the most expensive unit in a cheap community. Buy the cheapest unit in a very expensive community and you'll be fine. Okay, let's go to Westwood. So that's the location of Westwood by Imtiaz. And you can see now when people talk about Nakhil, in order to sell, okay, they use Palm Jebel Ali, right? But see, people like me who are born and raised in Dubai, see, I know Nakhil for International City, for Warsan, for JVC. Now, if you only see behind, see now this is the difference between a Nakhil and an Imar, um, where so there are some areas that have been allocated for parks, whether it's Avenue 4 or Westwood by Imtiaz. You can see two things. One is that they were sold at around 850,000. Today, the prices are around 1.25, heading towards a 1.3 million. And considering the products in the market, we can estimate that the prices can go towards the 1.3 to 1.4. Okay. Now, see, selling is not exactly easy. Okay. People think, you know, if someone tells you that they can resell it very easily. Now, this is coming from one of the best consultants in the market. So there are very few people who've been working for 15 years. Now, when I tell you that, hey, I want to meet investors, I've built an entire organization just to deal with my investors, because that is the only way to create that cycle of trading. So I'm a trader, I'm an investor. Okay. If I keep building my network, I can buy and sell on behalf of my investors. So that's the whole. I know it's extremely challenging for someone like me. That is why when I see a product like a one bed selling at 2.1, 2.5 million, I'm like, why are you buying a one bed for 2.1 million when you can buy a four bed townhouse which is a lot more tradable? The most expensive one bed that I have sold is in Address Creek Harbor at around 2.5 million dirhams. And that I told the investor that, hey, listen, this is not a very good investment. I don't think you're going to make a lot of money. But it was more like an emotional decision. It was an end user. So it's not easy to trade. So let's keep our numbers very conservative. So the new product, okay, let's go to that location as well. I've asked the developer. I'm not going to give the developer's name because I've observed this. I've crossed a lot of products to sell very aggressively. And then it gets difficult for my own investors, right? So I want my investors to get priority. So let's just run through the numbers quickly again. European developer. This developer, I'm going to show you how the apartment looks like in this video. 50/50 payment plan. So in Ramadan, there's an offer of 4% DLD waiver, and they'll offer it fully furnished in Ramadan. Now, 4% DLD waiver means this is the best product to trade, the easiest trade that you can make. Okay. 1.1 million, 50% to be paid before handover. After handover, 2 years, 45% of the value is on a post handover payment plan. If I can rent out a property at 100,000 dirhams a month, a year, means I'm going to try and structure the deal in such a way that your Airbnb can help you pay, or your short-term rental can help you pay your post-handover payment plan. So extremely interesting investment. Again, I will be comparing this with locations like Jodaf, Jumeirah Garden City, Russell Core, Zabil, and this, but considering this offer, 1.1 million, a 2-year post-handover payment plan, not the ridiculous marketing gimmick where they make you pay 70% or 72% and the rest 30% as a, no, 45% of the value on a post-handover payment plan, fully furnished, European developer. And once his first product hits the market, you're going to see this developer, like how every single product I've spoken about over the last 5 years on YouTube. So you can go to my first video, like how every single product has jumped. This product is going to jump. So this is the location of the plot. I like the fact, so now this is where unit selection also comes by, right? So you can see these buildings facing each other. Now, if I have a view that's towards either one of these villa communities, that's not bad. What I missed was, so one of my investors from the UK, so he mentioned that UK, the amount of funds that are coming down from UK and Europe to Dubai is unbelievable. I don't know if you saw the video of one guy who told me he invested 750 million and wants to invest more. He's in the educational tech industry. This person, again, he's more of in the health industry, into the food supplement business and online clinics. 70 million dirhams. He's liquidating his business in the UK. Another 100 million euros coming to Dubai. It's unbelievable the amount of wealth that's coming to Dubai. So he mentioned to talk about normal life in Dubai. He's like, because people like Dubai Bling don't give the right picture of Dubai. He's like, I had this picture that Dubai is so fake. But when I came, I'm living in Meadows. It's beautiful. I live with my mom. I walk my dog. We go out. It's just the normal life. We need to talk more about normal life in Dubai. So that's something else I really intend to do. To talk about, how beautiful. Like, it's not the bling that you see. Dubai has a very normal side to it. I know there is a side of all the parties and the women and the cars, but there's another side to Dubai. So if there's anything similar you'd like me to talk about, I'd love to. All right. So about this investment, I think it's very clear. There are very few markets. The other day I was talking about Dubai Creek Harbor as well, where I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me if the off-plan market is selling at 3,000 dirham per square foot. I can get something in the secondary market for cheaper. I would prefer the secondary market. Over here, most of the investments you'll see, I know I can get, the secondary market is more expensive. The secondary market is ready. So when I'm telling you I can get 100,000 dirhams a year in long-term rental, it's not a dream, it's not a presumption, it's happening. Benchmark it with the land department stats. So I think this Ramadan, this is one of the best offers I've seen on the market. Don't miss this opportunity. I have a very detailed report ready. Under 1 million, currently, this is my number one investment opportunity. I want to send you a complete report with how the property looks inside, the history of the developer, and what the investment opportunity is. I hope you enjoyed the video. I love sharing information, and if there's anything more you'd like to know, please do let me know. And thank you for watching. Almost ahead.